MKIDDI Studios is a global creative company that brings brands, stories, and experiences to life through art, design, and technology.
What's up, manze? I hope mko fiti, mko fresh, manze. MKIDDI Studios over here, manze, kumash it up. You know how we do it, manze. So, manze, leo nimekaa kubonga kuhusu Richard Onyonka. Sijui kama mmemsikia, nasikia ni senator wa Kisii County na ana mash it up. So, will kindly like us to tusikie kitu anasema, tujue kitu ana bring to the table. Anabonga kuhusu a lot of corruption that is in Kenya. So let us hear what he has to say so that tusikie kitu anasema.
Whatever circumstance we are having, people are skeptical. They are skeptical about the issues you're going to raise. They are skeptical about your data. They are skeptical about the things you raise, because we as politicians have behaved so badly in this country that the general feeling with the public is that they've reached a stage where these are the same people anyway. They discuss the same things and they lie about what the issues are. I seeing an haphazard, disorganized, mismanaged processes everywhere. If you look at the Ministry of Agriculture, how many times have you seen we are discussing Galana Kulalu? I mean, why is Kenya unable to feed itself? All right. I mean, you have a government program where you are providing subsidies, which I completely disagree with, because that is another line on how money is stolen. Then once you give this money, which is public money, to buy fertilizer, people then take that money. I mean, they then bring this thing called fertilizer. Then you know the story. I don't have to repeat it.
Yes.
Then the people who did it, we handle it casually. All right. And then you can run through everything in this country. And that is why I've just been saying, I think our country is broken. In fact, I don't believe in it. Look, I used this example the other day. How is it that when President Kibaki took over his leadership, he found 680 billion shillings? That was the collectible revenue. When he went to his second year is when he hit 700 billion. He ran the country. He paid the police. He paid the military. He paid doctors. He paid lecturers. I mean, Lynn, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Nobody complained that they were not being paid. Guess what happened? That is what one sector is now consuming. The Ministry of Education is allocated 636 billion shillings for one sector of
So 630 billion manze Kenya shillings manze for the education sector, of which was the total budget for Kibaki's regime for the whole country. What do you think about that story, manze? May think that's concerning, manze. Just for one sector for the economy, just for the education sector, manze. I think guys should supposed to inafaa angalilio more seriously, manze. Hizi hatuwezi endelea hivyo, manze. Manze, kindly like, subscribe, share, mash up and the thing, manze, wall up and the place, MKIDDI Studio.
Sector is now consuming. The Ministry of Education is allocated 636 billion shillings for one sector of. They don't have to, you see all the money they're stealing. They don't want to open factories. They don't want to set up, they don't even want to set up schools, which they could also run, or hospitals for that matter. All that everybody is doing is picking out the money. Some of it you see being caught in Dubai. You've seen ministers being caught with $100 million in bags. And that is the sickness that has percolated in our system. And it is not just at the top. The top has just given the symbolism downwards. Live up there at the top where it is, come down to the National Assembly. Sometimes the judiciary is responsible. Sometimes they play the same game. Roll it down to the county governments. Governors are doing exactly what the national government players are doing. Go down from the governor's office, run it down to the members of the county assembly. When you tell an MCA, gentlemen and ladies, you know.
Okay, so what do you think about that story, manze? Richard Onyonka is a senator for Kisii. He's claiming that under 10,000 people are running a whole country and they're using the resources to benefit themselves. And this is an elected senator in this country, manze. y'all, I think you're supposed to listen up to this nigga, kasabu you just can't, this guy just can't blab about anything just because that you're saying that aish manze, this is a big deal manze. You guys just listen up to this nigga, tusikie kitu anasema, but you're like manze, subscribe, like, share manze, follow Masha Panditingola Mpadi Place, MKIDDI Studios, Zagadat manze, acha tusikie kitu anasema manze.
No, our job, because the purpose why we want to be senators, we want to be MPs, even want to be president, why we want to be in these positions lane is simply because we believe government is the biggest employer, is the biggest business enterprise. That is where the 3.5 trillion is. And that is what everybody wants to take from there. And this is done by a number of less than 10,000 people in this country. As I put a stop there and I've remembered, look at the people who are applying to get jobs in government. Some of them who are ministers, some of them who have been in government. Every individual, the amount of money they displayed 2 years ago when they were being cross-examined, when they were being interviewed, how does somebody make 100 million in a year? And he has no...
Unasikiaje hiyo story manzi? How can someone make 100 million Kenya shillings in a year and he has no factory, he has no industry, he has no... Manzi, yani gava imeiva busy hivyo mtu wangu. From the time you're elected as a governor, 2 years until now, you're supposed to have like at least 50 times multiplied your money. So it's a crazy scene here in 254 kwa sababu if this is an elected senator of Kenya talking like this, bruv, what do you think like just an ordinary Kenyan person is saying? Yeah, I just think you're supposed to take heed of what these niggas are saying and like just get your voters card and your ID ready, because these niggas aren't sticking for 2020 G7 or something. No, we aren't doing this one.
Factory, he has no industry, he has nothing. And he actually openly declares it. What magic is that? I mean, some of the money that individuals are displaying in terms of
their net worth
and everything, you would think we are dealing with Safaricom. And yet, even Safaricom cannot give you 24 million or 16 million shillings to go and give in a church.
Richard Onyonka is saying that even him, he has money, but the level of the money that these niggas are coming with to the government and they're quadrupling it and multiplying it, bruh. Like, and within a short period of time, you're in churches giving out like 24 million, 18 million, bro, on a specific Sunday. How can you give out such money? Even him is saying like, even if you're Safaricom, you can't just dish out like 20 million just for free. Brother, kule mnakamua maziwa wapi manzi? Hata si tuchukue maziwa manzi tutugawia manzi. I just don't think it's fair. And if you're hearing a senator like Onyonka speaking about all of this, I think this is very, very crucial to the 254 economy. So and if you're 30 years plus manzi, and you just, I don't know, you can stay in your safe zone, but I just think like things are not meant to stay like this, man. This time we cannot do things like this, man. If this is the senator speaking out loud, huh?
So these are the things that have jolted me, and I reached a personal level and I said, by the way, what am I doing in the Senate if I cannot discuss these things? After all, the job description of a Senate is to provide oversight. And oversight is about talking about the dysfunctionality of whatever place that you are dealing with where you're oversighting. Now, where I'm oversighting is the national government and the county government. And these are the things I am seeing. And that is why I've always mentioned this lane. Most people I meet who are on the other side pick it up. And sometimes they tell me, so why are you fighting our government and everything? And I tell them, I'm not fighting the government. I just want
40 aeroplanes and $2 billion, and they have the deal for how many years? 2 years. So what do you think about that story? You think it's okay for them to continue to get that dilemma, for Adani to be given the deal for JKIA? Ama tu ni sawa by the watu wapatiwe nini hii kitu manzi, watu kama nikaenda kakiendaga manzi, si ndio? Ama mnaona aje manzi? But manzi, me above everything, me think this is a stupid deal.
MKIDDI Studios is a global creative company that brings brands, stories, and experiences to life through art, design, and technology.